Morning, and it's a very rainy Saturday morning, and I've been getting on with the GS, and this is how far I've got. I've cleaned up the chrome on the top of the bumper. I've actually hammerited the underneath. It was so rusty and the chrome was flaked completely off, so I've just bitten the bullet, sanded the worst of it off and hammerited it to give it a bit of protection. Obviously a bit of stonework chipping away at it will eat it away, but for the time being, yeah, it's got a good coating of hammerite on it. Forks are obviously shined up. You might have seen that video, you might not. What else have we got? Headlight brackets are on. The new headlight brackets, the new extended headlight brackets, so that's ready to go. 4-into-1 fitted the other day, which sounds lovely. All that's left is, and I've assembled the front axle, greased it all up and everything. I've had a few technical issues with the camera and memory cards and stuff like that, but which meant that the footage was lost, unfortunately, but it's quite self-explanatory. So that's all back together, so all I need to do now is put that in there, well, in between those, and if the weather cheers up, go for a ride. Oh, perhaps put the headlight on as well, for which I've got to adapt the park light, because this one won't fit in the new headlamp, so I'll have to utilise the one that came with the headlamp. Just a couple of connectors to do on that. But yes, that's the state of affairs. Front end's back together. Haven't torqued these up yet. I've got to remember to do that. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's the state of the machine. Up and together, nearly. So I'll crack on sticking the wheel back in. Okay, I've just torqued up the yokes. Bottom one was up to 18 pound-foot and the other one was up to 21 pounds-foot. So yeah, top yoke 21 pound-foot, bottom one 18 pounds-feet. That was the top settings according to the manual, so that's that done. Now to chuck the wheel in. I don't know whether that's overkill, but I've got a lock washer and nylock nuts, so probably overkill. Now I'm going to pinch these up to hold the axle in place, do the castellated nut completely up to the right torque, and then finish off the pinch bolts. I think that's how you do it. Right, I've done the pinch bolts up, just snugged them so it's holding the spacer so it can't be crushed in. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's holding it all up. There you go. Now I'm going to do the main axle up. I don't know what pounds-foot that is, so consult the Bible. Okay, so the spindle nut torque is 37.6 according to the Bible. And because I've got the pinch bolts loose, I'm using a Allen key on this side to stop the spindle, axle, whatever you want to call it, turning while I torque it up. Then I'll pinch up the pinch bolts. There we go. Only problem being we haven't got a hole showing to get get the split pin through, so that needs to be eased off or tightened up a bit more just to get at that. Okay, that's the axle done up and cottle pin through. My blindness didn't aid me there. I was actually lined up with a hole. Beautiful. So now I'm going to pinch the pinch bolts up. And okay, I've given that bracket a bit of a clean up. Put it on loose. I'll shove the speedo back in. Something like that. I'll spin the wheel and have a look at the speedo, make sure I'm getting some sort of register from that before I pinch it up from the speedo. Yeah, definitely got a reading. So we're talking 8 or 10. 10. Right, now just the pinch bolts. The clamp bolts need to be anywhere between 10.8 and 18 pounds-feet. I don't know why there's such a big variation, but that's what it says in the Bible. Oh, no way! Wow, that's a problem. Shit. Yeah, probably one of the problems with old bikes, and especially this end of the bike with it taking all the weather and all the crap. Stud snapped off, so I think what I'm going to do is take the wheel off, take all that out of the way, and then heat up the lower end of the fork, and hopefully that will release away from the bottom stud there, similar to how I remove head bolts if they're a bit tight. I've put a double nut, lock nut on the bottom there, but that doesn't seem to have worked. Let's tighten up a little bit more. Okay, I've decided to leave the wheel in there just to have somewhere for the heat to go. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm going to heat that fucker up and hopefully the bottom of the fork won't fall off. Well, thank Christ that came out easy enough. What to do? Well, I've obviously got to order a new stud. So that finishes today's little boot. Oh no, I can put the headlight on. I'll put the headlight on. Oh, the debacle of it all. Well, the weather's cheering up, which is a bit naughty, because I wanted to get out on this and ride the bloody thing this afternoon, but obviously the stud had different ideas. Anyway, I'll stick the headlight in and then I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty much plug and play and bolt on, so I don't know. Should I do speeded up footage? I don't know. Oh, that's pissed me. That really has pissed me off. Anyway, I'll show you with the headlight on in a minute. Well, straight away, straight after this clicking sound from my fingers. Okay, new plan. I don't see why this isn't okay. I've cut the head off of a stainless steel bolt and I'm going to use that as the stud. I've lathered it in copper slip, copper grease, copper ease, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to pinch that up into there and carry on like nothing happened. And if anyone knows a reason why this is ridiculous, let me know. Sooner rather than later. I'll take the whole thing off so I can screw it right up in there first. There you go, pretty much spot on for length. And I don't know, stainless steel, obviously there's a concern of it really dying in there, because if that snaps off flush, it'd be a nightmare to get a stainless steel bolt out of there as opposed to a mild steel. Well, I presume these are mild steel, but that's what I've gone with. And again, if there's anyone who knows why these two shouldn't be joined in holy moly matrimony, let us know. So this side has torqued up beautifully. Well, I was terrified, but it has torqued up. Cool. And this side hasn't. The thread's gone on both the studs, and although I could unwind that one, this one doesn't want to unwind. So 2 more bolts to cut down and 2 more studs to get out in reverse order. Right, how to get this nut off. So that's the 2 studs out. The thread has died just at the bottom. Well, I can't get these nuts back off because they're just stuck on dead thread. But the studs have come out, which is the main thing. I'll wind a couple of headless 8mm bolts back in with a bit of copper slip on. Yeah, I don't know whether that's a thread lock. No, it's just rust and decay, that is. But yeah, both the threads died. I was terrified of torquing them up, and then it just kept, you know how it just goes and you can just feel that ain't right. And my worry was that the stud was getting twisted and ready to snap off again, but I suppose luckily enough it was the thread that died rather than the stud snapping. But yeah, I'll get on and cut some heads off of bolts and shove them in the hole. So that's 3 out of the 4 studs replaced. And torqued up. That was harassing. Oh, that could have been so much worse. Right, front brakes on, and then tackle that headlight. I'm so relieved that's on there and it's gone alright. Unless obviously someone tells me that I shouldn't have used bolts. Anyway, it's on there. The test ride will be a success or a hospital visit. Anyway, on with the brakes. All that, I've got the brake line running the wrong way. Okay, so the torque on the front calipers is anything from 18.8 to 29 pound force foot. It's a massive massive difference. There you go. Now the other side. Okay, I think that's all back together now. Oh, what a nightmare. Right, headlight and then test ride. Well, headlamps on. All that's left to do now is to go out and test ride it, and hopefully it'll all be okay. There's a key, there's a key. There's a park light, high beam, or main beam, and then high beam. So yes, get it off the ramp and go and shoot up the road and hope nothing falls off. Oh, scared. Anyway, thanks for watching.